Welcome back to the struggle fest that is Simon Says Garage as we continue our build on this 1941 Chevy. You know, you've seen a lot of the body work I've been doing with the chop and the rear window and everything else. You see we got the rear section of the frame all done. It's time we focus on the front section of the frame. Yeah, because that can't be simple either. No, why would I do anything that's simple? That's just too easy for myself, and I'm a glutton for punishment. So let's just drive her home and go all the way, right? Let's do that. Now, while I could very well just have a Z straight frame here and it would be okay, nobody would probably even second guess my decision to do that and they'd probably be fine with it. But, I know, there's always a but. The front section of this frame is gonna be all open and exposed. The car is full of curves and points and directions and, well, directions don't really matter, but lots of curves. Yes, this is square, but nobody's gonna really see that. The front frame horns are gonna be all exposed. And the way I need to do this to make my front suspension ideas work together, it's gonna have to be raised up a little bit because that axle is sitting at the center of the wheel. Remember, we're putting 35-inch wheels on here, so that's 17 inches off the ground as measured from these wheels. Because they, you know, even though they're 35, they measure like a 34. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. I think I should have curved front frame rails. I've been kind of jotting down some ideas and scratching my brain and trying to figure out, can I even comprehend and make this work? Because I'm not real good with drawing curves. As you can see, I'm not real good with, you know, metal shaping curves either. It's not my specialty, people, and I don't try and hide that. But I'm still gonna try and do it. If it fails, then it fails. At least we tried. I think it's what it needs. Can we pull this off? I don't know these things yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. This could be a complete epic fail, people. It could be a epic fail. So stay tuned to find out if we can make this happen or not. You know, it is what it is. All that being said, I've done some preliminary, why are words hard for me? I took some more filler rod and kind of bent it at a little bit of an angle, not an angle, not a dangle, it's a curve. It's a curve, it's a radius, a radii, I don't know. But I kind of gave it a little visual for myself. I don't know if that's gonna be easy to see on camera or not, but it's there, trust me. But even that doesn't bend. I mean, it's not a really good bend. It's kinked right there, but we can probably square that away when we transfer it to cardboard. Because I feel like we should try and build this out of cardboard first to get your eyeballs on it. Well, to get my eyeballs on it to see if I like the direction it's going. Because if I don't like the direction it's going, we're not going to spend the time doing it. All right, let's get to work. Typically between videos, I like to try and clean my garage up a little bit. Hoo-yah! I have not cleaned my garage up since working on the frame. It's fine. Let me just clear my workbench off. I made a lot of templates with this stuff. Oh, now I got it dirty with shoe prints. Darn it. Well, what have we figured out so far? Not a whole lot of anything. I have put a straight line on it, as straight as I could make it with what I have. I'm pretty sure it's square. I made it extra long so we can have room for error if we need room for error. I put a bunch of guide marks on here. So this would be basically the ground, and this is just different reference points because I'm not exactly sure how tall or short or even how thick or wide we should make it to make it look decent. So this might take a couple different shots at it to get it right, or we could get lucky and get it on the first crack. We'll find out what happens. In my head, that is everything I'm thinking. How we make it work? No freaking clue. But instead of just being worried about it all day, which is what I've been doing, it's in the afternoon now and I'm just getting going on this, I decided to check myself, remind myself, just like everything I did on this car to get it to where it is just focus on one problem at a time. Not every single problem that's gonna come from doing this frame. With that being said, I'm also trying to be aware of potential issues and try and avoid some of them. But I'm not smart enough to know all the issues we're gonna run into. So some of them are just gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there. If it's a difficult bridge to cross, you'll see that too. But until we get to them, we don't know that it's a problem, so I need to stop stressing about it. So let's figure this out. I will do my best to make sure the camera is pointing in the right direction and I'm not blocking it like I usually do. So here's my radii bent filler rod. What I had it down at 13 inches and well, it's not very good flow. I don't know if that's showing up on camera very well, but it's not very good flow. How do you make a nice consistent curve? I mean, I could put a piece of string here, but that's just gonna give me a semicircle. You know, it's gonna be circle. I need curve. What do we got? What do we got? Wheel? No, that's too big. I can get a rim, maybe set a rim in here. That might get us there. Ooh, I got an idea. Don't go anywhere. If this works, it'll be awesome. If it doesn't, we'll keep looking. Realize I should have my old man knee pad here for me. This is an axle, has a curve. How does this look? Is that enough? I mean, golly, that gets us pert near all the way there. Oh boy, where are you going? It's not that scary yet. It's just cardboard. We haven't even like cut metal yet. Where are you going? Now, obviously, this is, like most things I do, a little unorthodox. But hey, if it works, man. Is there enough curvature there? I can't tell. Let's just draw a line and see how it looks. Should we do it with pencil? That way, if it's bad, we're not stuck with an extra line on there. Good idea, Simon. Good idea. I don't know if it's enough curve. It's basically a flat line. No, I'm not happy with that either. I'm not happy with that either, is the correct way you say that, people. What else can we use? Really wish I had some kind of ring roller or tube bender or something. We could make something out of some conduit or something and figure it out. I don't have none of that. Let me think. Let me think. Remember that whole bit about me saying my ways are a little unorthodox? Well, here's where we are. I got the window out of this car. It's garbage. It just hasn't made it there yet because, well, I'm me. It's got somewhat of a curvature that I was looking for. It's not long enough, but I'm adjusting it and I'm hoping we can make it work. I had rubber hose out here I was gonna try and lay on there. Nope, that's not working either. I went and got hood ornaments because they have a little curvature in it. Nope, that's a bad idea. But the window, I think, is the winner. So now we just gotta figure out if we're gonna go 3 inches or 4 inches and then make the top line. The rest of the frame is 3 inches, so that kind of made sense to me. But then when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, 3 inches isn't very much. Maybe we need to widen her up a little bit, make her look a little beefier. How do we do this now? How do we duplicate that same line? Oh, I know how. I did a version of this when I was doing my rear window swap. I got my scribe here. I'm gonna tape a pencil to it. We'll follow the one line. It'll draw another line. It's perfect. If it works, it's perfect. Let's put that little caveat in there. If I could stop poking myself with it, that would be ideal. Oh yeah, this is gonna work, I hope. I didn't think about how I would feed more pencil lead through now that I got that taped up. So we just need to get this set to our 4 inches, I think is what we're gonna go with. And then we should be able to rock and roll and try and keep my hand steady. It's working though, kinda, sorta, a little bit. If I could stop breaking the lead, that would be good. Now, we just need to figure out this end. I know what we can use. We don't want to just flat and harsh here. It's got to have some curve in it, you know? Otherwise, what's the point of doing all this? If we just squared it off. That looks decent. I like the flow here. It's a weird angle down here, it seems. I can't get this to look right. Maybe we can finesse it ourselves. Then we just gotta figure out this end. And this end, honestly, I'm gonna come up 3 inches and taper it off. That's what we're gonna do there. All right, we got her cut out. I also taped some TIG welding rod to the back side of it to try and hold its shape a little bit. Otherwise, every time I let it go, it basically wanted to roll up into an oversized toilet paper roll, and it just wasn't working. And even this isn't working great, but hopefully we can get an idea and a visual of what we're dealing with here. With any luck, you guys will be able to see what I'm picturing, if that makes sense. All right, so it's clearly a rough mock. It's kind of hard to even see with the whole wishbone in there, but you can kind of see it. It kind of starts back here, curves up, goes to the front. It might be a bit long. We may need to shrink her up a little bit more. She's going to take some fine tuning, that's for sure, but she's looking like something. I mean, I can take a good 2 or 3 inches out the front here pretty easily. That all depends on how far we want the curvature underneath the body to start. I might need to tape some unbent filler rod to it because it's not working with the filler rod I taped to it because it had a little bend in it, but it keeps rotating to that bend instead of staying on the flat side. I don't know why, people. So this is gonna work, I think. We just gotta get her dialed in a little bit, that's all. Just dial her in. I think we're a little excessively long at this point. So this video is ending up being more planning than actual construction, and sometimes that's how car builds happen. It's like, the knowledge just isn't all in here, guys. You gotta figure it out from something. And I know TV shows like, hey, let's just make this, and bam, after the commercial break, it's done. That's not real life. This is real life, sort of. With that being said, we are doing a lot of planning. I'm hoping I get to the point where I can actually construct something here, but we'll see how we go. So I've got this shortened up. I cut, I don't know, a few inches off of it because I wasn't happy with the way it was looking. So, you know, we cut about 4.5 inches off the end of it, shrunk her up just a smidge. So I don't know exactly, it's probably at about 44 inches long from nose to tail. I'm liking how it's sitting. I was concerned I was gonna wanna take and go up and then back down to the ground, but I actually kinda like the way that looks, and it's got enough height for what I need to do for my airbag suspension. And back here for my link bars, not my link bars, my, what do you call them? Them damn things. They're called my wishbones. Jesus, Simon, wishbones. But I am now, see, this is part of the planning and thinking and trying to make sure you don't forget any little detail, because I always forget the little details. I'm probably gonna want some kind of panhard bar mount on the axle. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna play into things yet. We'll have to think about it. See, this is why we didn't just go rush off and cut this out of metal, because we might have screwed ourselves. Or we're okay and I can mount the panhard somewhere else. Not really sure yet. Anyways, back on track. So now we got the basic outline of what we want to create for the front frame rails. I think we need to mark out where they're going to be on the actual frame. So we'll locate all our marks that we have on the ground on the frame, and then we figure out how we're going to shrink the frame to fit the new width that we want to achieve at the front end of the frame. Oh, there's so much going on here. I knew I should have paid attention in geometry. We got to figure out how we're going to narrow this and still get to our mark before we even attach the front end. Oh, there's just so much going on here. All right, folks, this is being about as challenging as I thought it was gonna be. No real shock there. But I think we're making some headway. I think we're on the right path. It's just gonna be very time consuming for me because I need to take my time to do this slowly and effectively. If I rush through it, it's gonna be messed up. And honestly, there's a chance me going slowly and methodically and taking my time doing this, I'll still screw it up. But the odds are lower, I guess, is one way to look at it. It's It's doing pretty good. I think this is gonna work. We're still gonna full on test it though. You saw me, I had wood cut up, I had my notepad out, drawing things, doing all kinds of things, trying to figure out the best way to make this all work, because there's some obvious things that even I know are gonna happen and I didn't know how to adjust for it. But now that we've gone, and this is literally the only piece of frame steel I have left, so I gotta be very careful with what I screw up on it. We can like put what I have for a tentative plan into action, basically a couple of 45-degree cuts, bend the frame, weld her back together, and hopefully we can get the spacing we need. But I knew when I was gonna do this, cutting 45-degree angles and bending it over on a flat surface, the 45-degree angle is gonna be longer than the tube is wide. I'm not surprised by this in the least. I just didn't know how to work around it. So what I think I'm gonna do, I gotta do one more cut here. I gotta cut this one more section out, and we're gonna notch this cut accordingly. So I know that's all probably very confusing for me to explain. Just trust me, I have a plan. All right, folks, let me get you caught up with where we're at with what we got going on, because we ain't made it very far today at all. It's nearing on about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been out here since 7:30 and we have done nothing. That's not true. We've done a lot of brain work, headache creating issues stuff sorting out. This was attempt 1, didn't go so well. Clearly missed by a long shot. Knew that was gonna happen. We tried attempt 2. Still not great, but better. It's getting progress. This is attempt 3, and I think I like that the best. Yeah, the gap's probably just a smidge bigger than I would like, but it's definitely workable, I think. And now I've got it pretty well set where this is jogging over, and we're within a 1/2 inch on either side of where I want it to be for the frame width. I don't need that 24-inch number inside frame width locked in stone. It's okay if it's 23 inches, 24.5 inches. It's gonna be okay. There's no right or wrong answer for that. Just I had chosen 24, so that's the number we were trying to get, and we're still gonna try and get it. I hope we can get it. We'll see what we end up with. Because honestly, I'm out of spare metal, so I don't get any more shots. This is it. We're gonna just make it happen now. This is where we're at. So essentially, we're gonna be doing something like this. Can you even see that? Am I even pointing the camera in the right spot? So we're gonna figure out the best spot to do this, and we're just gonna get it done. That's all there is to it. I don't know what else to do. Just get it done. Simon, just get it done. So hopefully I don't screw this all up, and if I do, well, you'll see that too. We got her all marked out here. She's all squiggly lined. The squiggly line's what we're getting rid of. Hopefully it'll give us the same shape of the one we created already. To say I'm nervous is a bit of an understatement. Some of y'all are probably like, what's the matter, Simon? You cut things apart all the time and weld them back together. Yes, I definitely do that. This is the chassis though. It's not the rear window where, ooh, whoop-de-doo. If it's a little off, it's not that big of a deal. This affects the drive quality, the ride, the base of everything. So it's gotta be good-ish. And we're gonna do our damnedest to make sure it is. I can tell you that much. So we're gonna just start cutting. I don't know if I should do all the cutting, then bend it, or just do these back ones, bend those, then bend the front. I don't know what I'll do until I start doing it. Let's just be realistic. I don't know what the plan is. We're gonna start going. The plan will come to me when the plan comes to me is what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna stop delaying because I am delaying because I'm really nervous about cutting my frame up because it looks so good otherwise. And hopefully we can make this all work, people. There's probably somebody watching this that has like a genius idea of how this would have been way easier to do. I don't know another way. And the weird part is none of it's gonna matter. It's gonna be underneath the body. Who's gonna even see it? Me. I'm gonna see it, but who else? Nobody. So it'll be fine. I'm trying to hype myself up on this. We're just gonna cut it. Let's just cut it. All right, so we got those cut. I just did the first set. I didn't do the second set, even though I did undercut them, because I'm thinking, as I'm doing all this work and cutting and grinding, I'm planning ahead. Like, how the hell are you gonna make this all work, Simon, that you can contribute, that you can mitigate all the possible problems that could happen? Well, I can't mitigate all the possible problems, but the ones I can think about and get a grasp on, we'll try for. So we're gonna put it on the ground. That'll help us keep these level so we don't have one kicking up, or hopefully that's kind of my thought there anyways. And then we'll probably just knock one out and then the other one. The problem is I can't bend them both in because the tips will touch. We don't want the tips to touch. Kind of like crossing your streams. You don't want to do that. If you don't know that reference, I apologize. Anywho's, I know what the measurement needs to be between them. I don't know, we're just gonna see how it goes, but I think we're just gonna put it on the ground. To me, that seems like the best idea. I don't know if it's the right idea, it just seems like the best idea. Now, if I've done my cuts right, and there's a chance I haven't, this should fold into itself nicely. Okay, it's gonna need more persuasion than I had hoped, but we're gonna need heat. We're gonna need to liquefy it just a smidge. Just a smidge. So we'll heat the backside up there and that'll make it bend around like it's butter. I was hoping that there'd be enough leverage there, but apparently there is not enough leverage there. There is not. Try and do this without heating my concrete too much. You know, you don't want to pop your concrete from the heat. Oh yeah. Oh, freaking beautiful. Goodness gracious me. That worked awesome. All this throwing crap around. I lost my tape measure now. Been using it all frickin' day. All frickin' day. All right, so as best as I can tell, I've measured from this straight edge that's clamped to the rail, but it's not sitting flat for some reason. It's twisting a little bit, so it's not exact. And measured out to where it's gonna pivot here, and it's right at 6 inches, which will give us our 4 inches inside movement that we need on each side, if that makes sense. Because I need to move this inside rail in 4 inches. That's the whole purpose of this. Yes, I know that gap got a little bigger for some reason. Not sure how that happened. I'm not worried about it though, because I'll get it filled in, I'll weld fill it, and then I'll fish plate it just to be safe. This gap, however, is way better. So that's nice and tight. So I'm happy with that. I'm sure another one won't be, but that one looks good. So I'm just gonna do the same thing, rinse and repeat. Hopefully it's cooled down enough that we can get this one cut and bent, and hope for the best that this all works. Hopefully works. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm optimistic right now though, how well that looks. I'm optimistic. All right, folks, we got them both pinched here. So we are at 32 inches inside to inside. We're now at 24 inches inside to inside. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure how these gaps happened, and I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll get them filled. Even if I gotta fill it some weird way, I'll get it filled, and I'm gonna plated on top, fish plated, I guess you'd call it. And I'll probably take the fish plate from here down and around the corner and just cover that whole thing, just for some extra security, because I'm not happy with the way that gap turned out. The other side, however, I mean, that's frickin' perfect. So I did something right somewhere. Not sure what happened though, because I did them all the exact same. Everything was marked the same. So, but we're pretty even all the way. I think this one is a little 16th off from the position of the angle to this one. I don't think it'll be a big deal, because we're square and true where we need to be square and true. At the end of the day, that's where we need to be square and true. That's not true. That's not true. The whole frame, the entire frame itself is a 16th of an inch out of square. I'm not going to worry about it though. I did the best I could on a concrete floor, no jig, no way to clamp things, no way to hold things. I just did the best I could, you know? A 16th of an inch. I'm pretty sure I could measure some like factory frames that are probably a little more out than that. So I am going to be okay with it. But I just figured I'd be honest with you. It's a 16th of an inch out of square somewhere. I don't know where. I'm not going to worry about it. But we got her all tacked. I did tack it all up so it doesn't shift and move. I will probably cross brace this before I go and start welding it all up, because, you know, we want to make sure we don't lose our flexing and everything. So that's where we are with that. I think we're going to kill this video here. Not kill, that's dramatic. I think we're going to end this video here, because I've filmed this over multiple days doing multiple parts, and I'm not even sure what I was doing, where I was doing it. And it's either going to be a 10-minute video or an hour-long video, and I guess we'll see what it is when we get done. Make sure you hit the like, get any comments, concerns, questions, suggestions. I'll take whatever you got. You know, I'm not too picky. Don't forget to hit that like. Always subscribe. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll probably, we're waiting on things, folks. We might as well end it because we were waiting on things. I'm gonna drop my temp plate off to the local metal shop. He has a plasma table, and he'll be able to whip these out really quick, and they will all be the exact same. And I'm concerned if I did it myself freehand, we wouldn't have as much luck. And it's time. Time is time. So we're gonna get those cut out. I got brackets sorted out for the rear end for the airbag suspension. We can do the 4-link. I don't know where we're gonna go in the next video, but it'll be something chassis related for this beautiful beast. I appreciate everybody that watches. Thank you for the comments. I do read them all. Literally read them all. A lot of input about my triangle rear window situation. I'm happy with it. So yeah, let's just, I don't even know where I was going with that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.